powerful as Rimuru might be, there is another being who is even stronger. In fact, you could say he was the daddy of Rimuru and all of creation. Veldanava, the Star King, the first being to ever exist. But he wasn't content living alone, so he created sibling true dragons whose power was boundless. Like Velzerd, the Frost Dragon, who spends her days in the Ice Castle getting freaky with Guy Crimson. And then you have Velgrind, who spends her days in the Eastern Empire's castle gooning over the first hero Rudra. However, the third dragon Veldora, he's built different. You could even say he might have become stronger than his sisters now because he spent 2 whole years inside of Rimuru. But before Veldora even existed, it all started with Veldanava, the creator of everything. You see, pre-creation itself, only a single will existed, a power limited only by imagination. However, one day, this will was like, I'm bored as hell, and decided to just casually construct space and time. Space for new wills to occupy, and time to experience events in a sequential manner. Mind you, this will was so powerful, it literally knew everything that was going to happen, as it was an omniscient digital life form. If you have watched the other Tensura videos, you would know these entities exist at the end of time and hold dominion over even the rules that govern those who can change the laws of the universe. So this digital will knew basically everything the universe had to offer, and so said F all that and gave up its godlike knowledge, instead transforming into the first true dragon, Veldanava. He awoke in the place of beginnings and began his work as a literal god. First, Veldanava took command of the Great Holy Spirit, splitting it into 7 servants to assist him, or now known as the 7 primordial angels. This also led the shadow of the spirit, what was left after the angels' creation, to become the 7 primordial demons. If you think that this makes Veldanava strong, then you're delusional, because this man is casually able to use imaginary collapse to create a multitude of universes. However, after the creation of the multiverse, Veldanava's use of null energy, which is used to create everything, was quite finite compared to what Rimuru can do at the end of volume 21, as he went to the end of time and CL asks him, do you want to create a new universe and reset everything? And bro said no, of course. But I'll get into that in the Rimuru section later. For reference, this or nihility ability is so powerful that Rimuru himself gets damaged when he uses it, as it allows a user to constantly produce and harness ultimate destructive energy. Through this world creation power, Veldanava created the cardinal world at the heart of this multiverse, which he planned to populate with powerful and immortal spirits, which he referred to as godly men. So first, he created Twilight Valentine, Luminous's dad, to serve as a template and ancestor to mortals. The only problem was that Twilight was too perfect. He had no concept of gender and reproduction, and so bro created giant humans and vampires. However, these high humans sucked. Despite possessing long lives and boundless knowledge, their egos made them self-destructive, just as human nature always has been. So Twilight said screw that and gave birth to humans and demi-humans, which fulfilled Veldanava's desires despite them not being immortal. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but these primordial demons, primordial angels, even giants and fairies, all these spirits, they kind of lack imagination and creativity. Like, all of these guys have boundless potential. They've been living for billions of years, but like, what have they done? Like, nothing. And this dude Rimuru shows up for 2 years and revolutionizes the entire world, makes things interesting for these billion-year-old beings. Like, he's doing what Veldanava wanted. That's why these finite mortal beings like humans were wanted by Veldanava, because these guys like Rimuru and the other humans are the ones doing the interesting stuff, the cool stuff, like creating rice and ramen. Like, one of Rimuru's main focus for Tempest is to create a culture that will produce manga and light novels, entertainment resources to keep everyone busy. So anyway, that's why humans and finite beings were so important to Veldanava. The humans would then populate the numerous universes, and a variety of cultures were developed, like ours. Yes, our universe does exist in the Tensura verse. I'll get to that in Velgrin's part. However, at this point, the mortal's existence in the cardinal world was threatened. So Veldanava ordered his subordinate, the first primordial angel, to watch over the multiverse by destroying the epitome of evil Ivor Age and quell the cryptids like the Insectors who wanted to dominate the different realms, with their leader Zalanis wishing to become the next Veldanava. So as the world progressed the way he wanted, Veldanava then isolated parts of his divine authority into the ultimate skills. Yep, you heard me right. This dragon had access to and created every ultimate skill, so it's no wonder he could craft the multiverse with the snap of his finger. However, he even gave up this power. By letting the skills fly off into nature's cycle, they could now choose their own masters, and Veldanava only kept the skill Michael for himself. After this, he would eventually meet Ramirez and Guy Crimson, whose powers had reached a level that could potentially stand against his nerfed self. Okay, let's be honest, he no-diffed Guy. However, Veldanava was quite impressed by the primordial skills, especially since Guy gained the ultimate skill Pride after their battle, which later evolves into the ultimate skill Lucifer. So Veldanava assigns the role of administrators, giving Ramirez and Guy the authority to speak for him, which basically means he entrusted the cardinal world and humanity to them. Ramirez served as a guide for heroes and was the ruler of spirits, while Guy took up the mantle of the Archdaemon and strove to protect and threaten the world as the mediator. Then everything changed about 2000 years ago, when Veldanava would come into contact with the kingdom of Nazca, taking their crown prince Rudra as a student and training him to be the first chosen hero to stand equal against Guy, who at this point was the only demon lord. Veldanava even gave Rudra the ultimate skill Michael and took his ultimate skill Uriel, which Rimuru gets later on. And oh boy, was that a mistake. But before Michael went all batshit crazy and took over Rudra, Veldanava banged Rudra's sister Lucia, falling in love and having a child, Milim Nava. This marriage with a mortal like Lucia further nerfed Veldanava, where he gave up his omniscience, resulting in most of his energy being diminished and his body destabilizing. And so he used the last of his old body's power to create a sibling for Milim, a baby dragon that served as her companion and pet, ensuring that she would never be alone. This turned the godlike entity into pretty much a basic human, no longer even being immortal. But in Veldanava's eyes, this was fine, as he got to live out the rest of his days with his Pookie and children. His peace wouldn't last though, as an army of elves would eventually attack Veldanava and his kingdom, resulting in both the death of him and Lucia. This would of course lead to Milim's rage and the eventual creation of the Demon Lord Council. If you guys want to know more about that, watch the Demon Lord's video. However, Veldanava was easily the most powerful of the true dragons. I mean, literally created everything and everyone. However, his identity as a digital being ascended all other hierarchies. So his servants believe that he will come back, but he still hasn't. The world reached several conclusions about what happened to Veldanava. Some think that he has become disappointed with his creations and chooses to abandon them. Others believed he wanted to leave everything to Milim, and some even decide that he was just done with it all and wanted to enjoy what he had created from some distant plane of existence. But his servants weren't happy with this at all. So Rudra, Michael, no, now it's Feldaway. They got super mad that their daddy wasn't coming back, and now are actively trying to resurrect Veldanava by stealing the dragon factors, essentially the essences of the different true dragons, which may not even be important because Rimuru is coming back from the end of time and he's gonna know some shit about good old dragon god, right? However, y'all know me, I got that Rimuru is Veldanava theory, so get this video to 15,000 likes up. Rimuru became a true dragon during the Eastern Empire's invasion of Tempest, which covers volumes 13 to 15. You see, Veldora gets brainwashed and then Rimuru has to fight not one but two true dragons. Obviously, if you've made it this far into the video, you know this dude kicks both Veldora and Velgrin's ass, which of course is due to him becoming their new sibling. Yep, at this point, Rimuru is considered family to these guys, which means he's God's younger younger brother. But how is this even possible? How does a slime become a dragon? Well, it's due to Raphael, or CL. Upon seeing that her master had to take on 2 true dragons, Raphael started to doubt herself, and so to boost its morale, Rimuru gave it a name, CL, evolving the ultimate skill into a Manas just like Michael. With this upgrade, CL was not only able to analyze info particles, aka the building blocks of the universe, but actively manipulate. And since CL is an evolved form of Wisdom King Raphael, she has dominion over all information in the universe, essentially allowing her to change the fabric of reality at will. Like, Velgrind was using a superpower acceleration attack and CL went nope, and created a skill instantly that was strong enough to overpower hers. CL focuses on Velgrind while Rimuru tries to get his BFF Veldora back, and it's in that moment that CL casually goes, yo, Rimuru, wanna become a true dragon? Rimuru obviously is pretty shocked by this, but after absorbing the Chaos Dragon core of Milim's pet and analyzing Veldora himself, CL has all the necessary components to evolve Rimuru into a true dragon. Naturally, becoming one of the embodiments of creation multiplies Rimuru's strength by a ton, especially with his new power to understand the world's nature itself. He also gains control over space, time, and magical elements due to his new ability, Dragon Release. Rimuru also predates Velgrind here, which we know obviously increased her strength, but also made our boy even stronger. Just like Veldora, he can summon her and even use her magic cues and abilities now. Furthermore, Beelzebub gets an upgrade, transforming the skill's stomach into literal infinite space, a whole ass new dimension under Rimuru's control. But that's nothing compared to the best power Rimuru gets upon his upgrade, as a ton of his ultimate skills are combined to form one ultra powerful ability, Void God Azatar. Remember everything we just talked about in this video regarding skills? Yeah, well, that skill is all of those combined. Dragon skills, ultimate skills, doesn't matter. Everything gets a level up and Rimuru can use it. Even space-time domination. So yeah, Rimuru controls space and time at an even greater level than he did like 5 minutes ago. This evolution is Rimuru's most pivotal, and it's very likely that Rimuru is in fact Veldanava himself, as not anyone can become a true dragon. You need a unique soul or ego to be able to withstand reality itself, and according to Feldaway's theory, you need the 3 dragon cores of Velzerd, Veldora, and Velgrind to resurrect Veldanava's soul. Rimuru has 2 out of 3 right now and is probably gonna get Velzerd's when he comes back from the edge of time as a digital being, something that Veldanava was also. Furthermore, if you look at Veldanava's dragon color, it's literally Rimuru's blue. I'm not making this stuff up, guys. There is real evidence, but I will explore that theory in the next slime video. Also, shout out to my friend Weave the World for helping me make sure all this info from 21 novels is accurate. So go watch every time Rimuru leveled up.